Good afternoon, all. This is Fadi Hemsey from lovely downtown Cape Naples, Florida. Somebody actually tried to look that up on Google. Guys, I've been warned not to advertise my address. Not legally, but on, like, let's say, social media and all that. Yeah. And as you know, in LA, I got hacked. So, learned my lesson. Actually, they got into my router, but that's bad news. Okay. It's Wednesday, 24th of May. Again, this is how you get in. This date will change right after this webinar becomes May 31st. Denver was awesome. A little bit away from everything, the airport, but very cold and very green. Very green, very cold. So, and I got a chance to see family one more time and see my youngest niece get married. So that was good. The smart cookie, yeah. Anyhow, the data scientist, just like her father, very smart. Quick housekeeping. We do nothing to report other than I'm on a watch. I'm supposed to get our risk manager software, the app for TradeStation in tonight, maybe by tomorrow night. The moment that happens, I probably have to spend half an hour to an hour a day testing of certain different pieces, and then report back. Goes back to programming, and they give me another copy. So really excited. Excited about it. Last night I almost didn't sleep because of that, how that was. Yesterday was a tough day. Today I know I would have had I would have broke. I'm negative, slightly negative. I would have broken even today if that software was here. But it's very useful to do multitasking and stuff that you sometimes have to do. So we'll see where it goes. It is not available for distribution. It's really for the hedge fund, my TCM, Tico Capital Management. But it's a tool we need. As that business is growing, it's getting more and more stressful, yeah, because of positions. So I got to keep it simple and manageable. Aside from that, I have nothing else to report. We have not closed our PMT signal. We're still short. As a matter of fact, let me go here. Here's the PMT Pro. This trade is done, expired. We also reminded you the Monday before expiration, hey, get out, and it was near break even. But really, the key thing that day was the day after. It was up 200. It was up 120%. So with $1, you got 221 back. So, it just happened that it all lined up. But a week before, we pushed everything out because of expiration. The decay would be too much on the option side. This is the pro side. If you just get a basic package, you get the upside only, which is the targets. And we had hit, see this 403 strike? We were at 403 that day. Day after we put this on. This was a Monday. Yeah. We put on a Monday the 3rd. Hold on. Am I right there? No. That's not that. Hold on. No. It wasn't the 3rd. I gotta look at my. Okay, there's a problem with that. Huh? No, can't be the 3rd. It's a Wednesday the 3rd. Yes, it was Wednesday the 3rd. That's right. And then, yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. It's Wednesday the 3rd. Yes. So I just have to edit that. That's okay. I'm sorry. I just gotta edit this part. This part. Okay. Yeah, I will. Well, I forgot to change this part. Yeah, it's Wednesday. But if we have emails, I'll go through emails and find it. This is up to date. This is as of now, as of 4 o'clock. This is where we are. Remember, when we were flat, we're not flat yet. We're still short the time of digest. When we were flat, this doesn't move, the SPX. So whatever happens to SPX, it doesn't record that in this chart. It only records it when we have a position, because that's our anchor, long, short. That's not my rule. That's time of digest. Okay. We've been with them 20 years. I can't go and change the rules. But that's how it's done, because they anchor it and they measure your performance versus the line, which is SPX. And by the way, to enter, You gotta get it by midnight, otherwise they give you next day value. And they don't deal with ES. It's only SPX. Okay, why? Because you can't argue about the close of SPX. No matter what kind of data feed you have, it's exactly the same amount. Close of SPX, not the intraday, not the open, and so so we're still short. We'll go over the charts now. We'll give you a feel about what we think we should be doing. But as you know, last webinar, and for the record, we post them here on YouTube. This is the issue. If you look at that, you'll see, and this is Admiral Tico. We did say we have more volatility coming, even though we've made a pretty decent hit on our target. We're not closing it yet because we think it's going to go further. And you could see what happened the last couple of days. Having said that, and before we get into charts, let's go through economic calendar. Today, FOMC meeting minutes came, and I haven't read it. I get an email. You could just sign up there for emails from Federal Reserve, but I just heard the synopsis on Bloomberg, and basically said no easing. There's been a lot of talks out there, not from me, that they've said, hey, we will be easy. There will be easing soon. I don't see that. The way I look at this is that they're going to stay at a level, maybe a quarter point up or flat until the inflation is more to their liking and under control, and then they'll start. Because you remember, they can't go whipsaw back and forth. It's not like you and I would go long, we go short. No. They worry about their reputation. Hi, Dennis. How are you? And so, okay. Sure, Gary, I got that. No worries. I actually have one product, but we'll discuss that. I think we're on that track. My feeling is that nothing is going to happen till probably late this year, more like January, if there is from the flat regime. Right now, I think they're going to take it maybe another quarter point. I think, who said it yesterday? Muller? Is it Bullard? Bullard said it? One of these characters, one of these, I think James Bullard, he said it on Monday, that's it. Bullard, which was purely a political animal. He said that we probably need a slight uptick. Well, if they're data dependent, and again, the minutes today showed that they are. Again, I haven't read, but I'm just looking at the tiny comments I heard on Bloomberg. They're just going to maintain or raise it a little bit. Why? Inflation is not coming back. It's not that coming back down that fast. It's a slow, and the best process is stay the course and grind it down slowly. So now, if we go into a default, throw all of these out of the window. I mean, we're gonna have major problems because our the balance sheet is full. This is not. And here's the logic. You came to 2000 with 401k. After the dot-com, you were at 201k. You got to 2008, became 101k. And so I don't know where we're at now. That's why my thesis was that we got to jump on options and futures, because the average person out there will not have the same firepower with a stocks portfolio. They really need to go up the ladder of risk by investing and trading options and futures, and it turned out to be correct in the long term. As a matter of fact, if you go back to one of our first webinars, we talked about that. I think it was 2007, one of our first webinars I ever posted, which was December 2007. They didn't even have a computer audio. You had to call in with a phone and record it. It was just really a funny setup. Of course, I pushed them. This is GoToWebinar saying, you gotta get it integrated. We need to have the audio there. So, but that was 3 or 4 months by then. I left LA. I was in Chicago. These are new. I haven't looked at that. Okay, they're getting better. But anyhow, that was today. Mortgage apps dropped, I believe. I saw that. Yes. I'm sorry. They're negative. Okay, but relative to how bad the prior week was, we have slightly better, but still negative from a previous week. It's not as bad as it used to be 2 weeks ago. Okay, week over weeks. Again, I look at really refinance more than anything else because that's the best sense of the interest rates. Purchase index is just purchase. There's some pressure there. Maybe find a deal you want. You need to move, all that stuff. Refinance is more of a just dealing with interest rate differential. All right. Okay, what's tomorrow? GDP. Here we go, boys and girls, and pending home sales. So let's look at it. Of course, we're gonna have this baby. Hey, Dennis, are you involved in that coin they're gonna produce? Being a Roman, you guys were good with coins, remember? So I thought maybe they actually come in to give your expertise on how to coin $1 billion coin. Yeah, you got the heritage. So, anyhow. Okay, quarter over quarter on GDP. Hey, I had one of the guys, another of your people, as our buddy Trump likes to call that, one of your people, also a Roman. Yeah, right. He went to Western Union. We told him we need money. We said, Auntie Jeanette needs money. And he goes, should I write a check? He sends me a message. Should I write a check? I said, no, go to Western Union. Because that's going to be expensive. I said, well, they need $1 trillion or so. So just get to Western Union. And then he left. I checked with him later on. He was laughing. He said, he said, I didn't have a good day in the morning, and I just didn't want to make it worse, which is a good discipline. And he left. So he'll be back tomorrow. He's an ex-floor trader from Chicago. So I like to have his account. Not size necessarily, but what do you call it? The conditions. He has a seat, so commissions are very, very low. Plus, he's got no intraday check on his P&L because it's good up to $1 million. Imagine not having margin call until you have $1 million. I would love to have that account. Are you kidding me? That and Tiger Shark, I'll buy half of Manhattan in a month or two. So yeah, I don't know how he trades the way he does. So, but I mean, what do you call it? Fiber optics link in Texas, but it still keeps his seat at Chicago. Interesting character, yeah, and good trader. Good trader. Sometimes he shares his targets. You look at it and you see, and then boom, half an hour later, it goes to that price. He does not do a lot of in and outs. He kind of a position trades throughout the day, maybe 2 to 3 trades a day, which is really optimal. All right, GDP. I got sidetracked. I apologize. Quarter over quarter at the annual rate of, looking at 1.1. So very docile, within range. I don't think we're going to have a surprise. And then PC, which is personal consumption expenditure. Big deal with a lot of Fed governors or Federal Reserve Bank officers. 3.7, also in line. So I don't think we're going to see a surprise tomorrow, but who knows? Pending home sales. I don't know about jobless claims. I'm not too worried about that. Pending home sales. Remember, these are monthly. Those are dated. I mean, weeks. Wow. So they think the home sales is going to go up. 5.2 negative to a positive. Wow. Okay. We shall see. Look at the spread, though. The consensus range is huge. Yeah. And it's kind of smack in the middle, almost. A little bit to the right of the middle. So, okay. Let's see what else we have. Balance sheet is going to come. Durable goods. Here we go. Right. Month over month, 3.2 prior. Everything's lower. Wow. 0.1. This is extra. This is airplanes. This is factory stuff. Stuff that you do for housing, like refrigerators and furniture and all that. Core capital goods, still negative. Jeez. Ex-transportation, that's got to drop. Okay. So my thinking is we'll have a easier day tomorrow. Friday could be fairly interesting there. Plus, you got the trade and you got the personal income. Yeah. There's again. Okay. I'm not good at year to year. I'll look at month to month, but okay, that's in line. That's a little bit better. And core in line. Okay. Another possibly a mixed bag. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. That's on deck for this. Next FOMC is I believe 2 weeks from now. This is where you get there. Yeah. 13, 14. So of course, that week is a new contract would be a new contract. If you go there, this is June. You'll have, I don't know if you see it or not. Maybe not on the screen. I'm looking at a calendar. 12th is when we go to U contract. And as you know now, exchange is dictating that. That would be on a Sunday. 13 and 14, Tuesday and Thursday. No, Tuesday and Wednesday would be FOMC. Big day is going to be 14. Okay. By the way, this management tool, this risk management tool, has a built-in variable with a click to preset margins, correct margin. You program it in, and let's say FOMC that says at 2 o'clock we'll switch margins. You click and goes to that. Okay, yeah. So that, and it's not an issue for a large account. It's just that the percent dollars used is different. That you want to know. You don't want to cross that border. Plus, we keep a buffer in there so that we never use all the money, all the bullets. Why? It's too dangerous. Yeah, that's how you get margin calls. And then it becomes a spiral. Kind of feeds itself and you get into more trouble. The best thing is to have a line in the sand that says don't cross this. And software-wise doing it by account. Yeah. It's a very interesting tool now that we got it finally into programming. Our biggest problem was doing the SOW, agreeing what tools I need to have. And of course, these two guys are programmers. They trade very little. One of them trades a little bit more than the other one. But typically with all these platforms, most of the programmers are younger and they have not traded before. So you get these stupid, tools they build sometimes. And inside, they're not catching their own mistakes. So that's why everything is going to be tested. For example, VWAP. VWAP from trading is wrong for futures. For stocks, okay. A bunch of stuff. Yeah, always open the root, the what do you call it? The code and take a look at it. The other one is that ATR, average true range, is wrong in TradeStation. Yeah, it's recursive, so no good. All right, let me go to reserve. Let me go back. So let me go back to the website. Okay. By the way, this is not signing in. This is only for getting on our MSA list, which gives you invites and some shares. Sometimes we share a product or something we suggest, or give a freebie. I mean, I won't rule it out that if we get into a very kind of a wild volatility region, we may open the chat room for 1 day. For 1 day, saying, guys, come on in. I just kind of give back to the society, our group, our community, what have you. Of course, I think we have limits, but of how many the machine allows us to accept. But first come, first serve. But we have those tools. And then also, if there's anti-spam control in there, if you don't like what you're getting, just click on the bottom, boom, it takes you out. Okay, let's go to charts. There you go. All right. So we talked about last week that we're going to be at 2 sigma. We'll try to put another trade on. Actually, I got Monday there was no signal per se, but yesterday it just went too far. So now, for entering, why? Balls are up, and look where we are. Yeah, balls are up. So we'll see. I may just close the position with Diamond Digest, or put a small trade on, because we're kind of a little bit advanced on the short side. Why? We're at 50 bar now. Pretty good test was here. Let's see. That's 493. The low was 10 handles above it, right? So Depending how things go tomorrow, we'll make a decision whether we close the position we have, go flat, or do we put another trade on. Frankly, I got surprised yesterday. I thought we had a little bit more time. Could be because of course, these idiots we have hired to work for us in Washington, because one is more idiot than the other one. And I have no idea what they're trying to do here, other than really making life very miserable for a lot of people. We can't have a default. If we have a default, things are going to be extremely difficult. That the 201k or 101k you have could be half a 1k. Yeah, it just people don't understand it, but it's going to be global. It's going to be massive. So hopefully they come to their senses. I do agree the expenditures are too high, no question. We got to slow it down. Yeah, we got to slow it down, but we got to be logical. You can't just take a red pencil and say, I want 15% off the top. No, that doesn't work. That's not budgeting. You got to use your brain. The problem is these guys don't have much brain. Look at the average guy who talks about it. It's sad. All right, let's make sure that our data is clean here. Yeah, see how it changed? Yeah, I want 150. Why? Because I had this machine open before 4, and the data got stuck until there was called data plant updates, and that was after the close, but I have not refreshed. Okay, having a decent data, let's move forward. We have a CI cross. I respect that, and kind of a divergence. So if you look at this, you see what that readings were, where this peak was. Let me do it like this, okay? So that put us on like 24th of April, and you can see what levels we were in. We went higher, and this went lower. So here's the thing. What I like to see is go to 200-day and kind of shake everybody up a little bit, okay? If I see cut through tomorrow, okay, like a hot knife through butter, I'm holding. I'm holding at least the future side. By the way, I mean the cash side on the short. By the way, it doesn't stop you to do your own, like a day trade of the SPYs on the bias we have. We can't do that. It's too fast in and out. But you guys, when you're a PMT member, you get the targets. You could do that. And of course, I'm beginning to also do some updates. When I see something useful, I would write a note for you. Very sweet, very small. Maybe even just change the target, seeing where we are. I'll study that tonight. Okay. But bottom line is, we went from, in 3 days, we went from 2 sigma to I think a little bit better than -1, but not much more than that for now. So let me let me do this for a change. Let me come on. What's wrong here? Why isn't this? Hold on. This isn't anything. I'm trying to disable it. Then don't let me. Hold on. Okay. Have it your way. Hold on. That's all-time high, which should be this one that's on. I'm just gonna status it off and close it. Huh? Why is it not doing this? I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me correct this. The scale is the problem. 1 second. Try to make a point. Scaling. Yeah, that's what I want. I want it to be automatic. Come on. There you go. I wanted to show that a little bit of resolution there. There we go. Okay, so you could see we actually, the bottom was the sigma level. So just touched it. Came back up. Sigma level. Here's a click on that. No, this one. 4106. We went to 4104. So we touched it. Okay. All right. I'll go back and put the ATL all-time high back on. Because I'm going to forget otherwise. Sorry. I know myself. I'm still spread too thin, you know. There you go. That's all-time high up there. Okay. Okay. Breath thrust is coming down. Methylene oxide is a -90. So it's just beginning to get oversold. It is not oversold yet. That's what I'm thinking. If we can get past 50, go to -2 sigma, then that's a big call right there. So if we cross 4072, let's say by then would be 4060, 4065, then here's the challenge. Will we go to 3 sigma? I'm sorry, this is negative. -3 sigma at 4039, or we go all the way woof down into 3976. So let's say 3970 by then. Now, don't get me wrong. These idiots are fully capable of doing that to us. Don't get me wrong. So it's possible. Depends how they open up their mouth and or talk on both sides of their mouth. So be careful. Remember, they don't have our problems. They have great health care. They have a great pension. To them, none of this matters, basically. And they're playing it that way, which is sad. So, there you go. So let's move on. Same thing with NDX, basically. We're just a little bit higher. That's because the beta we have is a little bit better. Of course, a lot of people are hiding here. A lot of big names are, I'm sorry, big funds are hiding about 6, 7, 8 names, which is the top of NDX by market cap. And that's why this number is a little bit higher. It'll be surprising. I'm going to start working on that. I haven't yet. To look at these in with a weighted average pricing, so that we say equal weight pricing rather than cap weighted. By the way, I think here's the symbol for those of you interested. There we go. Equal weight is $NDXE. For SPX, it's simple. SPX 500, SP 500 EW. These are look and see the difference. Huge. Okay. Yeah, 4,000. Where's NDX here? Okay, there we go. 13,000 versus 4,000. They're so close to each other. So, but I gotta take a look. I gotta look at the index against each other. SPX versus SP 500 EW and that kind of stuff. I will. But I want to study it. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Good point to mention this. We can't find Marshall. Marshall is busy. He just he hasn't had time to really. 5 months now. We're waiting for his webinar. So I took it out. I said, you know what? Let's not waste time. But our good news is Peter Cook and we're going to discuss to get a date for you guys. We should have it finalized by next week. Peter Cook runs our main go-to-meeting webinar. Go-to-meetings during the day. Excellent, eclectic futures trader. You guys will learn a lot from him. I do quite a bit daily, but in the middle of a battle, he's very cool. He tracks many things at the same time. He's one of those guys that I appreciate his input. And wait a second, NVIDIA is up 21%. Forward PE 80. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, they raised the guidance by 4 billion. That's what happens. I guess we don't have any problems anymore. Did you do this too, Dennis? Did you work for NVIDIA? You solved that problem too? Wow, look at this. I know you were multifaceted person. Good for you. Okay. Let's go to canaries in a coal mine. Okay, transportation dropped. It went very hard. And this is, to me, the canary in the coal mine. Came to retest the 200, the white line. We said, okay, how many tries will it take to get through? Usually third, fourth, and this was the third one. But look what happened now. Just gap down, and 1% now is almost hitting -2 sigma. Russell was in trouble. There's no question. Why? By the way, we're just making a cross here, the death cross, where the 50 goes under 200. Look how long Russell has been there. Now, why is that? These are very sensitive to interest rates. These are the tech, some of them are tech companies who don't have the multiples or market cap for them to be easily lendable. I'm saying they are lendable, but they got to borrow. They don't have a lot of equity. Unlike, let's say, Apple. Apple doesn't need to borrow. No, they may be doing it for tax purposes. And I think hopefully with the newest regulation, we put an end to those, where they were borrowing overseas and their entities, or No, the profits were overseas. The borrowing was local, which is, I don't know who writes these rules. No wonder we're in a mess. Okay, but that hopefully has come to an end, and they brought the money back and so on and so forth. So, I'm not sure who did it. Doesn't matter. It was either this administration or the one before. But the whole idea is bring your money here, pay your tax, and put the money to work here. So. And also, I don't like the share buybacks when it gets excessive. That says they don't know how, they don't have a viable product to put their money in. The best thing they see is their own shares. To me, that's not what's supposed to be, but they're doing it, especially when the rates were so low. Okay. Bottom line here is they're having problems. They can't get up there. Part of it is interest rates. Now, this is going to be a first victim of interest rates rise, and also to be a first freed person. Once the rate, I think we get a green light from the Treasury, you should expect this thing to rally up very hard. Yesterday, I know one hedgy trade to play the IWM did really well. I hope he didn't continue today, but as you see that it returned. Kind of a mean reversion. Bottom line, interest rates are more impacted here. I mean, impactful here. It questions where NDX is going to go. This is not a question for me. This is SPX should go lower. The overall market. The trenders, okay, we get a little bit more mixed than last time. Where was this thing? It was somewhere I was looking at it. That I looked at. They're using not this chart, but the equivalent of it, which is the trender. The trender is the difference between the price and a moving average, whether it's a 50 or 200. So these are the 50s. This is the 200s. And I use the scoring system. I'll see how many are positive versus negative. So again, +1, negative. So 1 on 1, 2 1, 3 1, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 5 3. Okay, so slightly to the upside in terms of bias. When we're at all negatives, so 0 8 or 8 0, that's where I get in trouble. I'll become more defensive. So for now, this is just kind of neutral, a little bit slightly to the upside. All right. Okay. Mechanical system, weekly buy, daily buy. This is not to trade money. This is just using a system as an indicator, just to see what the bias of let's say turtle traders, the trend traders will show. In terms of 52 weeks high and lows, no signal here either. We're a little bit strong on Monday, give it all back. But we haven't had an uptick on the other side. Now, why is that? Because we've been up there. It takes a while. You're either up here or you're down here. Can't be both. Okay. This is a number of issues that are new highs or new lows. So we made some new highs, a little bit of new lows, and then we're in a down day by about what 0.75%. Now, resulting in what? SP1, which is a bunch of internals are in there and a mixed bag, are showing a negative, below -2 sigma. Okay, we had 1.95, 2 sigma is 202. Forget what this means. That's not the issue. We have scrambled that. But what matters is that where it is in the sigma channel. So we could be near the end of a move, or it could cascade down. That's where we are. Either we'll bounce up here, or we're going to go a lot lower. What's the catalyst? I don't know. We'll find out. Now, here it is our Momo. I told you the story about the fellow who said, I'll go to meeting, but I want to get Momo and SP2 on my screen. I'll get to SP2 also. That's the only way I'm going to subscribe. Yeah. I didn't have time to respond to him. We, as Tony Montana said in Scarface, we're keeping him on ice. Yeah. I'm not used to getting dictated what to do. Negative, not even from a tall blonde. Hey, -6 here on Momo. We're not oversold yet, but we're getting pushed down there. So next few days are important. As you know, in the chat room, we go over these very quickly, not chart-wise, but level-wise in the morning or right after the open, where I get the first ticks of the data and internals. Remember, you can't do it pre-open. The count doesn't write right. You don't have internals. But once we got first few ticks, I take a quick look, go over it. Vols today went up. Look where they stopped. 3 sigma. Now, to me, that's not done. Now, I know it pulled back, but it could do this. It really needs to go to hit four sigma events, which is little dots. Problem is, as you move up, those are going to move up. And this is exactly what happens typically. If the event is very, very dangerous or powerful, yes, you go through a lot of them in one day, and then basically you go through exhaustion. And here, exhaustion happened 2 days later. We'll see where that goes, but we're heightened level. It is at 1 sigma. If we go above 4 sigma, I'm not doing a color put. Why? We're just paying the market makers. Remember, it could go. You could be right and going your way, but theta could kill you, or the collapse of vol can kill you. Okay, 2 key inputs: time to expiration, and also the change in volatility. Either MIV of that name or overall market in case this is SPY or QQQ. All right. Any questions there? I think we have a little bit more to go here too. Sigma level voice is not there. We gotta get some exhaustion right here. All right, SQ. Okay, the big boys are beginning to accumulate slightly to the downside. I think they're just waking up. That because they've been denying it there's a downside or not, as depicted here. Okay, I mean we're down here and there's no positioning kept, and it rallied up, and now maybe they're beginning to accumulate up here, and that's not a bad idea. I'm not criticizing them. It's a lot cheaper. You're buying a put up here is a lot cheaper than buying a put down here for the same expiration. Treasuries, okay. Yeah. Actually, to me, vigilantes are not here yet. These are a little bit muted. If we really getting closer to a default mode, these numbers are going to pop. They're going to pop. Even though it'll come back down, but it will pop first or increase the cost of borrowing. It'll come back down when we're collapsed, when the market collapses. Because loan demand will drop dramatically. Businesses, residential, and you're going to have a lot of unemployment. I suspect if we default, I've heard numbers around 6 to 8. I'd say that's the low side. We could be looking at least 10 to 12 million people getting laid off that first week. First week, yes. Because there would be a liquidity crunch. And so who knows how many people they can pay under payroll. So remember, the payroll guys can't short the payroll or whatever. They got to pay, so it's got to be cut back. I mean, it's going to come in at a very bad time. There's no question. Okay, here's your VIX spread. I had not seen it at this level. Let me go back here. Let me go to 60 minutes where we look at hourly. You see what I'm talking about. I mean, last time we were here was up here. Of course, that was not a lead contract back then. Okay, this is lead. This is June, long June, short September, the 91 days for the big spread. And I made a comment earlier in the day saying, yeah, we're getting levels we haven't seen in a long time. This goes back to all of May, but remember, these don't apply because the values are different. They would be in concert with this, but the values would be different. Because back then, we would have been long May, short August. And we pulled back up. This is NVIDIA. Yeah. So. Yeah, and you can see what the lows were. Oh, I'm sorry, that's ES. Here we go. That's a true value. Yeah. I'm sorry. This is value. This is futures. Yeah, this is cash. Yeah. The low was 4,100. Not bad. Okay. Up and down, we're not getting down enough. There's no panic here yet. If there's a panic, it would be 9-1 or 90%, negative 90%. We're not having it yet. So nobody thinks anything is going to happen bad. Let's hope they're right. Okay. I just don't know. I'm not trying to put my own opinion in there. And that's the scary part. Because I don't think, I think even the fact that we're getting close to a default and all of these monkeys can't figure out what to do, will be a lesson to all the CFOs and the money side of the businesses, because they must be having headaches, figure out how to sleep tonight and what kind of day you're gonna have tomorrow. Can they meet payroll or not? So, just like going to .com or 2008, or let's say, I see these. I think about August, early August of 2008. I just moved to Chicago, up to about 1st of October. And that 2 months were really, really tough 2 months. Of course, market dropped even further, but those 2 months were, you had good news, bad news, good news, bad news. You would have financial stocks that were hard to borrow, and they would rally, and then they yanked them because they said, oh, everything is good. They want to present that things are normal. They yanked the no short or hard to borrow. When you see HP next to a name, they took that out, boom, it will collapse. So nobody knew where we're going to go. And as a matter of fact, that reminds me of Walter Deemer. This is the fellow, if you haven't got it, you haven't read it, maybe a good idea to take a look. Right here. Where is this guy? There we go. This guy, Walter Deemer, this guy. Oh, there we go. Yeah. But the time comes to buy, you won't want to. When things you want to go and buy, things are so bad, you puke and you don't buy. That's the time to do that. So take a look. I do believe we could go there if these guys really think all is hunky-dory. Again, we did not hit 90%. Now, we didn't even close at 80. One way of getting to 90% is getting 2 negative 80s back to back. We didn't get that either. So, all is well. We have no problems. We have solved all the problems. Yeah. All I want is that they restart Gitmo. We have some candidates that we should ship down there. And then a few more that I don't want to even take them to Gitmo. This is from Washington crowd. I just want to do a prisoner exchange with Putin. They love Russia so much. Let's send them over there. Yeah, we do a prisoner exchange. All right, here's a negative short there. That's the last signal. Again, this is what, this show you the complexity of what some of the stuff Peter does. He programmed this, and I'm borrowing it from him. We have a short there on ES, and we rallied against it, but we didn't bands. And here's still short EMW. By the way, EMW does not give you a trade session any discount for day trade. It's 100%. I don't know why, but my guess is liquidity. There are 2 people who are trading this. Russell, also short. The only thing that's long is NASDAQ. That's been a good call. So, what else do I have for you guys? Trade manager. Oh, this is the other thing we're going to be talking about. When Peter comes in, we're going to talk about these 3 charts. These are takeoffs on some of the work that volatility-wise that CBOE has done, but they never finished it properly. And this is a website called nations.com. That's where you want to go. And to read more, once we get close, I will send you guys some reading material, because this is a complex session. It can put you to sleep. All vol stuff does, but it should be a good one. And that's why we recorded, so you can replay it and replay. Okay, let's go to our favorite chart here. Okay, 150. Okay, that's good. Okay, look what's going on. We talked about it. Remember, I warned you at this point last week. I said we're breaking 45 to 55. Remember, I haven't looked at this. I just brought it up. I didn't have time to look at it. We're at 43 now. So peg this. Let's see what's that level. About 38 or so. If we take 38 out, you're gonna see something in here. It's just the way it is. To get a perspective, go back here and make it 5 years, and hit plot. You can see where we are. So this ominous sign. We take this 38 out. It's gonna be very little resistance in front of it. But it's not easy to take it out. Remember, this is all 500 names, but it's the percent of stocks over 200 day. Okay. Any questions for me? Oh, sorry. Again, this date will change. We'll go to 31st, last day of the month. We'll also post the current webinar after post processing. Takes about an hour on this page. And the smartest thing to do here, guys, because sometimes I get behind on emails, just log in with your Gmail and subscribe. The moment we have about 1,600 people there. The moment it's posted, you get an email alert. That's a little bit easier. What's this? Okay. 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 Somebody's complaining about my charts. Yeah. Well, we're not changing anything. Yeah. We're good. Any questions for me? Remember, the charts can be blown up. It's the size of your monitor, not size of what we display. NVIDIA is up 84 points. Wow. Hallelujah. Whoever had some puts on the other side, or they were short those calls, they're not coming to work tomorrow. Yeah. Of course, thank God they're institutional now, not the usual 80s and 90s market makers. Wow. Okay. Any questions for me? What do I see? Oh, you had a question there for me, Gary. I will respond to that. But let me recap. Okay, let's go back to our timing charts. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go there and say, why is it not taking it? I don't understand. There we go. Oh, okay. Doesn't like me. Okay, that's fine. Hold on. Let me disable that for a second. ATH, I think this is the one. No, that's it. Yeah, that's what's closed. The status. Okay, now. All right, so I think my bias is still going to stay short. I still don't see how these guys can manage it. I think maybe last minute they're going to knock the can down the road. As I mentioned, day one, I said, here's the issue. It's not the calendar days. It's the days these rascals are working. And there was as of Sunday night, there were only 4 days left for both Senate and the House. The problem isn't go back to work. They got to come back into town. So we have a quorum. So I don't know. I'm going to stay short. I'm going to look at my Sigma levels every day. If I see something interesting, I'll send the email out to PMT members. Maybe we'll put something on the Twitter. Make sure you follow up on the Twitter. The best Twitters to use, just so here, you click there, you follow me on Twitter. That's Eche. The other one you want to do is Admiral Tico. Admiral Tico is my XO, that means executive officer. He has the other missile key. He's got the other missile key, okay? The whole 9 pounds of it. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's him. Yeah. There's coded in there, the launch codes are coded in there for him, right? Here's my XO. Now, why is that important? Because you see the charts he puts out during the day, okay? They go there first, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Thomas. 11th hour default deal, okay, reached, and the rating agency downgrade the U.S. debt. Yeah, you mean debt? Yes. Well, no, I think they're going to start first. I think what you're going to see. You remember? I think it was 2011. S&P, Moody's, one of these guys are going to jump in there, downgrade first. Why? Just like stock analysts, they don't want to be, and we usually do. They upgrade or downgrade after the EPS data comes out. This is a little bit simpler because the macro has one name, USD, and I expect them between now and end of a month, one of them will do that. Now, if the deal is reached, most likely they'll remove it, but like within a month or so. Typically, yeah, they're not going to take it away immediately. They want to make sure it's really fully done. Then they do that. Last time we had only one downgrade. It was a AAA to AA plus. The rates changed minor. Our biggest fear really is if we drop from it SDR, but that's a long way. And who's going to have it? You want to do that? I don't think so. Again, currency is not my thing, but I just read. And if the rates are staying up, go a little bit higher, still be a demand for money to come here. So it's just that we've never had default before. Nobody can really predict what it looks like. All I know is that everybody's playing with fire. And some are sophisticated, some like MTG, she's an idiot, okay? And I wouldn't let her wash my bathroom, but that's me. So that's just the way things are in Washington. It's chaos. And everybody's got an opinion. By the way, mine are sold on eBay. Probably for a dozen, you have to pay a nickel. So we give you a discount. Yeah. When I have a minute later to give us a view of your products for money management, we really have one, which is our Tiger Shark. It's not available for, we need a non-disclosure, Gary. Minimum is $500,000. And it runs, if you're familiar with our OR product, okay, here's our OR product. This is a very sophisticated version of OR product and works outside of RTH, include and RTH. You go here. Here's the OR, if you can read about it here. It's an offshoot of this. A little bit more sophisticated. It's got less experience. I have less experience on it because it's new. We're about a year into it. Where here you're about 2.5 years. But it's got a lot of tools. And here you go and subscribe and you can trade it yourself, download the software. Here's the biggest difference. Yeah. I'm saying go to products. Here we go. This one, you come to the chat room. Okay. This other one needs a TradeStation account. Plus the chat room if you take the big contract. They have NQ. The MNQ get 3 weeks of it just to get you to transition of how to use the software. And best thing is to have in the chat room. Why? Well, we can't stop everything and give you tech support right there, but at least we know you need it. You're the person you need. I'll assign someone to you, let's say Cash or Nancy. They'll get to you. Okay? They'll get to you shortly when somebody's got time, and then figure out what you need. And worst case, they can escalate to me. Say like, look, I don't know what the answer is there. Faye can get it to you an hour from now and solve it. But that's that. But again, these are MQ and NQ. It's the machine is automated. It runs software. As a matter of fact, for example, this is the screen for that. Hold on. This is the screen for ORB. Okay, it gets exchanged there and runs. This is running NQ. It's a short period of time background, but it runs every automatically. Every 3 months, it rolls over to a new contract. The code protects that, so you don't putting a wrong symbol in because your volume is going to be very different. And right now, it's Wednesday doesn't trade. You can go there and see. I think we lost on. Wednesday. I'm saying Tuesday. I think. Let me go back. This is what the orb is. Yeah, and then on the top and bottom, it gives you the signals up and down. And risk management and so forth. Okay. And it stops at noon. End of the day is at noon. So it's only 2 hours. Okay. So this made a little bit of money, I believe. Yeah. Or maybe slightly lost because we just such a soup. After that, it did this. But this is time-based. Has nothing to do with what the market did. It's just a very time. Typically, when we're in these modes, you don't make much money. But you go to, I think it was Friday of last week. Hold on. Let's go to what Monday did. Hold on a second. That's at nighttime. Remember, this is 24. It's running to 24/7. The reason is these indicators have to line up properly for calculations at the beginning of the day. You can't just go from 4 o'clock to next day. Okay. This one lost because that bar. This one lost. We went long from this bracket area, but then probably this is news. Very bad news came and just knocked it out. Now the Friday. Hold on. There we go. This was Friday. Last Friday was awesome. And typically, when you're having a failure in the bracket to the upside or in reverse to the downside, you have a directional day, and it just goes for it. And it didn't actually hit intermediate targets, so it took all the trades out. The orders come in here, it tells you what to do, that kind of stuff. This is our org. This is individually trading an algo. What I'm doing with Tiger Shark is that it's, I'm not going to show it here. As a matter of fact, for hedge funds, we give them a dedicated Zoom. They can look at it for a couple of days to see, to understand what we do and how we do it. But that's really very dynamic, and it's activity dependent. It has like 6, 7 indicators that are constantly running, and there's interaction between indicators. That's a big difference. ORB takes an indicator that tells you its interaction with price. Tiger Shark takes that to the next step, which is it interacts between indicators. So you have a better retention, risk management, and so forth. Now, there's some modules of it because I'm trading size and also multi accounts for different. We keep them segregated. It's not a pool. We don't put everybody's money into one pot. No. I'm exempt CTA, so it would be in individual accounts, 250 minimum or 500,000 minimum. And then in there, we had to build tools ourselves that works around the shortcoming of TradeStation. And remember, this is the Rolls Royce. You can imagine what other softwares have. Yeah. And those you cannot add anything to it. It's so difficult. So it's like Apple versus PC. This is open source. You can add things to it. They have a lot of tools. Most other platforms are fairly closed. And it's not easy to add applications to it. Here they have a thing called Trading App, and they teach you how you can add, which is a smart way. TradeStation has always been a Microsoft shop. They comply with all the most recent practices of Microsoft, and so not like Investor RT, which just follows Apple. Give me a break. So you could build tools, and these tools allows us. Well, there's a gamma ladder. It allows us to build a dome. This is a dome. Let me bring it through, so we know same language. The depth of the market, the dome. Okay, here's the dome. This allows us. We have a tool that we add down here called the gamma ladder. As you go through this, you're adding gamma. I traded this. Okay, this afternoon. As that the slope changes, you know a gamma ladder tool is needed because you can't put them on and off at the same time. Not easy. You load it up. You just change the account number. You hit. Boom. Populates it. Puts the targets above it and the stops below it, and so on and so forth. That's one tool. The other one is that's like gunning it. But then when you gun it, at the same time you have to watch your back. What we saw missing was a way to manage the risk once you get to these levels, once you're running up. Well, that we build this risk manager that should be going to beta. No, I'm sorry, to alpha test tomorrow. There won't be really a beta because we're not going to distribute it to anybody. But I want to show it to the hedge funds who are still in decision-making mode on that the dedicated Zoom. So I'll put it there. I won't test it there. I'll just tell them it's still in development, but at least it exists. Because they've been asking. One hedge fund said, "Oh, wait until that tool is available." I said, "Fine, take your time." And then we'll take two clients. Yeah, Tiger Shark is very active, so 2 clients is busy. Yeah, that's enough. That's what we do, Gary. Okay. Any other questions for me? Sorry, I didn't want to be an advertisement for Tiger Shark, but I don't think this is the right fit. I think that's for a different audience. Most of the people who come in are from either New York or London as hedge funds. So, hi, is it Gordon Gibson? Hi there, how are you? And I said everyone. Hi, Julian, how are you? Hi, Scott. Siamak is gone. Oh, Siamak is back. He's my cousin. And William Conklin, how are you, sir? Okay. Any questions for me? If there are no questions, I'd like to close this thing and start the post-processing, then sending it out. Again, those of you on PMT, keep an eye on your email. We'll also tell you on Twitter, not the content of the email, but we'll tell you, hey, something went out. I'm sorry, not this. I use TweetDeck so I can manage all the tweeters together. But we'll tell you guys, do something. Here's what we're going to do. Go check this, whatever it is. Okay. So that's how we get to you. And then you open your email, take a look. If the walls go too high, I may just open up the go-to meeting for a day. For those who trade NQ. For I'm trading ES, we don't take too many questions. We're busy. Okay. But you're welcome to come and sit in the bleachers and watch. Okay. Would be my pleasure. I don't know if we're there yet, but we always have. When we get, like, for example, we did it last time in this period. When things got really dicey, we opened it for a couple of days. So come and take a look. First of all, it's not easy to trade. And in terms of by email, we really have to be in the trenches, in there. And if you time yourself, you don't have to even trade futures. You trade Qs. You trade multiple Qs. Okay. Scott, how are you, sir? Thank you. Good night, Greg. Dennis. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Bravo. Dennis, Tico probably needs that, but he just finished another sea trials. As an admiral, he has to, right? So before he could commit his troops to the water, he better know how to swim himself. So I for that, and he likes water. Every time he gets a chance, always have his what do you call it? His safety belt for swimming. I forget. His, swim jacket. He's got a swim jacket in the car, ready to go. Yeah. So. As a matter of fact, I found one of his pictures on his first sea trials. This was I must have had him like a couple of months. We went to a friend's house in Coral Gable. He has a big swimming pool, and the weather was good, and they took him out there swimming. And it was what a deal that was. I just stayed out and took some pictures. I was too nervous to handle it. Yeah. Anyhow, we'll see you guys next week. Okay, May 31st. Thank you all. Have a great evening.